So, episode 14, or dating a liar.
Dating a liar, episode
Dating
14.
a dating a liar. My light is a liar.
I can see that. Giving you
It
some
said it
angles right
worked.
now.
It said it worked, but it just
Hitting you up with some angles. Huh,
yeah,
it's good.
yeah. Better? Good? All
You're
right.
good.
Okay. So, dating a liar. One our poll. One our poll. Max, have you ever dated a liar? Someone who's lied to you?
Have I ever dated a liar?
Yeah. Have you?
Not that I can recall.
Were you the liar?
Nope, I was pretty upfront about everything.
Yeah, you are. You're really forthcoming,
hmm
actually.
Yeah. So when I was like dating before getting married, and all this shit, definitely just very upfront.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of there was nothing to lie about. I was like, oh, I'm a player. You're one of a few, whatever, 8 girls, whatever. But that's so lying was not something that needed to happen. I think it's better just be upfront about that going into it. That way, you're not playing that whole game. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I don't. Yeah. So I guess I can't recall someone who was like a liar.
No one's really lied to you then, because you were pretty upfront anyway.
Yeah, or maybe they did. And I didn't know. I don't know. I just can't think of something. We can't. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Definitely dated liars.
Yeah.
Um, and well, I mean, so up until a certain point when I was only seeing the asshole, the one who was an obvious no from the beginning, um, when I had no self-worth, I believed them. I believed what they told me instead of questioning certain things or knowing that certain things aren't okay. So there was a point um, after the abusive relationship 6 years ago when I was dating again, like just started dating again, finally ready to date, where I actually was like, nope, I need to take a break because I'm attracting the same person again. So even after that relationship, I was still getting these guys that were okay talking to a billion people and doing their thing, but lying about it, not at least being upfront like you were about it, lying about it, because I was always talking to multiple people for a while. Like that relationship almost destroyed me.
Right.
I wasn't trying to find that again.
Mm.
In fact, I haven't let anyone get close in 6 years. Like maybe one person did before, you know, what I have now. But um, yeah, I didn't. I was talking to multiple people. I wouldn't get close to anybody, but I was upfront about that. But I was also attracting still the liar and the guy who's willing to. And this is women who've done it too, because I'm not a perfect person. I've lied in my past. I've lied to a significant other, and we were lying to each other. And the lying thing, like no matter what anyone tells me, like most of the time lying is because they're covering up cheating. That seems to be the majority of the time
Yeah.
when I'm talking to people and they're telling me about their stories, and I'm sitting here like on the back trying not to laugh anymore because I remember when I was in that spot and how naive I sounded because I believed everything they were saying. But we're given instincts for a reason, and they're not wrong. They're never wrong. So I got so good at trusting what I thought because I was right usually, and when I started stepping back and, reevaluating my own self as a person, what I was strong at, what I wasn't strong at, and I started self-developing, getting close to God, and then they just kind of dissipated. Like I had good people in my life, good men, good women. Um, and if anything ever happened to bring more liars into my life, it means my vibrations dropped somewhere and I did something to bring that to me. Honestly, that's just how I look at it. Like you get what you give. So I'm like, okay, this is something else I gotta make up for. I fucked up somewhere. That's on me. that's how I look at it. But like the lying thing, like people who stay with liars on a regular basis, this is a true and true self-worth thing. Either that person has taken their self-worth from them completely and they have no voice of their own anymore. Or, the lying, it starts with something small and then it grows to bigger things, like really big things. Like they'll lie about little things, like why didn't pick up the phone, or they were out of lunch somewhere, or I don't know, little things. And then slowly, like little things become huge things. So there's a problem between the two of them, and it's just not a real relationship, whether they want to admit that or not. And it's not always cheating, but it's like the law of compounding. You're giving what you're getting, or getting what you're giving. So you start with a little lie, then they multiply, become really, really big lies, and it just keeps going. But then that other person who's not lying and thinks they're lying, like they start out as a strong, happy, normal person, start feeding on these lies and getting like more and more codependent, more and more like indecisive in themselves, more and more unsure of things, more and more like just lost until they don't have a mind of their own anymore. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. And at least that's what I see on a regular
Their self worth is
shot.
well, it's dependent upon that person. Their self
Yeah.
worth is what that person tells them it is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when they believe the lie, you're 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 just the pit of that person.
Mm.
You're the worst part of that person. It's the law of mirrors. You can only call out what you see in yourself. So that person lying to you boldly is really them telling you the truth about who they are, which is a liar. Your
What I'm
worst.
wondering is why are so many people in these relationships? Besides the fact that they're suffering with obviously the one being lied to is the one that has some self worth, self confident issues. They're not confident, so
Mhm.
they are staying in these crazy relationships that are toxic and everyone's lying. And I mean, I don't get. Well, yeah, I guess in the situation like that, they're just chasing, and then that person
They start chasing harder.
they're chasing
Yeah.
harder and harder and harder, and they think they can't do better, and therefore they just stay in it and just keep telling themselves that no, 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 it's gonna get better, and they justify it with no, no, it just seems like a lie, but it's really not. But we
Mm-hmm.
know it is. But I think
And
people need to realize that in a situation like that, there's no chance in hell that's gonna work. I think
no.
the problem is that pattern is repeated over and over again. So people actually, I think right now, I'm not positive on this,
Hmm.
but I think that like this was more popular of a subject than I thought it would be. For one thing, I was like, wow, a lot of people want to hear about this,
Hmm.
and I'm surprised by that. But then I realized that there's probably a lot of people that are in some messed up relationships, and they think that's normal at this point. Like
They do
that,
think
they
it's
think that this is just how it
every
is for everybody,
Yeah, they
right?
think everybody's dating a liar. Everybody's dating everybody. Everybody, like, it looks like a giant cesspool, and that's why everyone's getting divorced.
Yeah,
That's why no one's starting relationships anymore. That's why everyone is, because they got their lone wolf, don't fuck with me vibe, because they don't trust anybody.
right.
They think everybody's a liar and out for themselves. They don't want to believe anybody, and that in itself is the problem. You don't trust.
And
So you're
maybe they
drawing in
shouldn't.
people who don't give trust or a reason to trust. You're drawing in the liar because you don't trust.
Well, it goes into like you get the people that are checking each other's cell phones and all that shit.
Yeah, yeah,
But I mean, that seems to be like commonplace now, from what I'm hearing, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of
yeah,
weird. You know what I mean? Like if
yeah.
you're at that point in your relationship where that's become the norm,
Mhm,
you should not be. That relationship's got to go.
mhm.
Life you live once, so if you're not happy, you need to move on. So many
Yeah,
people out there, and I want to make sure people understand that that is not normal. It's not normal to have these
it's
two things that I see a lot. People have these blown out, they argue with their wife, their husband, whatever, fucking boyfriend, girlfriend, like in length, fucking 3, 4 blowouts a week, and they're lying
mhm.
to each other, and then that becomes like, oh, everyone's like this. I can tell you right now, that is not how it is.
That is not how it is.
That is not how it's supposed to be. I don't live like that, and if I live like that, and I was up front before I got married and shit, I was like, look, If we ever shit goes down that road and it's not working, I'm done. Like, I will not do this.
Hmm.
And it's been nothing. It's been great, but I don't, because I don't understand living like that. You only live once.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
don't go jumping in and getting married unless you're ready. And then if you're in any or whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, it doesn't matter, married or not.
Hmm.
If you're in a relationship where if you constantly think that person's lying, fuck, they probably are.
Yeah,
Either that or you're just overly
usually.
insecure. I'm not sure, but it could, that I guess that would be the other side of it, and maybe there's some truth to that too. But
You
um,
probably are both. Honestly, they're both. That is a liar, and you are an insecure person, which is why you're attracting someone who's willing to lie to you.
and they know they can get away with it. They're manipulating
Yes,
you.
they do. And people don't fully understand the narcissistic cycle,
Yeah.
what it's like. But that a narcissistic person drawing in an empathic person who feels a lot, who loves to give too much, who likes to help people and control things. The fixator is just as big a problem as the narcissist. Because the fixator wants to fix the narcissist, and the narcissist is getting everything they ever dreamed of by taking everything away from you. And they love lying to you because they started out as a wonderful, amazing looking person who treated you so good. And then slowly, like these little lies, these little things start happening. And then you're now suddenly chasing what you had in the beginning because you weren't a well off person to begin with. You weren't strong enough. And so these little lies start compounding, little, you work harder, 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 harder to chase this person. Why are they lying? Why do I think they're lying? Oh, and then they tell you they're not lying, but then you believe them, and then you don't believe them, but you're not sure, and then it's like it's such a spiral, and it goes over and over and over again. And I see it every day. I get asked about it every day because people know that I've gotten out of these things and helped other people with it. I'm like, if you look at this like a matter of fact thing, that's a psychological problem between that person with the lying. Like that's on them. But also, my problem is you wanting to fix them. That's my next problem. You think you can help them. You're covering up and you're lying to yourself that their lies are okay.
You
Because
can't
I'm like,
fix that.
you can't fix that.
That's just
It's not
broken.
that shit is not your job to fix that. If you want to fix somebody else, that is not love.
Right.
Work on yourself.
Work on
Like,
yourself. Well, I
there is
guess,
no reason you
yeah.
don't need to fix somebody. You don't need to fix somebody. That's not okay. That's equally not as okay as them lying to you.
Well, but then again, some girls think they can fix bad boys and shit. So I don't know. It depends on what kind of fixing we're talking about, right?
That's why it doesn't work though. That's why they get lied to is because they think they can fix them
Right. The person has to be the liar has to be ready to change
on their own
on
terms.
their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to whatever matured or whatever. It's not going to happen because the girl's getting on your case, checking your phone, blah blah. Yeah.
That's the thing now. It's the obsession over where, when, why, what you're doing. So codependent on the other person because the worth is just gone. Everyone thinks everyone's a liar. They ain't shit. They're, it's just the world today is obsessed with with checking on every little thing you're doing, but also not really being in the relationship, and also you're this independent thing. No one can ever know that you're with somebody. Like there's just so many things that have blown up over the years with social media again, or uh, blah, 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 blah. There's just no trust. There's no trust over anyone, and they don't trust themselves either.
They don't trust
Really,
themselves.
they don't trust themselves either.
Huh. Okay.
If they had the power of discipline over themselves, we wouldn't be worrying about half of this shit.
So why is everyone worried about getting lied to? Why don't they just move the fuck on? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get
I've
it.
I've been there though, where I understood why they were trapped in it
I
emotionally.
get it, but man, I mean, we gotta get real here. I mean, people gotta stop living like that. You
Yeah,
got I don't think people realize life is truly short. It really is. It will pass you by. So if you
any minute.
settle at any point in your life, if you fucking settle, you're screwed. You're screwed. There's one portion of life that's gone. It's dead. You
Mm-hmm.
can't relive it. You can't go backwards. You will come to the end of your life where you could have had a great life and been happy in this awesome relationship, loving, happy, or you can deal with this shit, emotional turmoil, day in, day out. And so why people don't just move on quickly, like, this isn't working. Who
Hmm.
fucking cares? You know how many people there are out there? You know?
Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people.
All right. So if you're getting, I think if you're getting in a vibe like that where you constantly think you're being lied to, it's just time to move on. You
I
know?
think
I
I
mean,
think you need to
little
take a
thing here and
break.
there or something, whatever, but like if it's like a constant and it sounds like that's what's happening, it just becomes a thing. The constant, oh, he said he was at the office, but I put this thing on his phone, I tracked him and he was at the strip club. So it depends on what you're lying about, right? I mean,
Hmm. Well,
then
I mean, and the terms of your relationship are the terms of your relationship. So you should have that defined.
maybe there should be, yeah, maybe that shit should be defined up front, which is how I did it. Is
Right. You guys were honest and you said this is how this will work and otherwise it won't.
if I'm at the fucking strip club, I'm at the strip club. She'll be like, cool, babe. Not, because like then I'll be there with other guys. Oh shit, no, quiet, quiet, quiet. I gotta call my wife. She's gotta think we're at the mall, or legit, like legit. Actually, that was actually I've heard that one. Christmas shopping. No, we're at the strip club. So if you're in a relationship like that,
It's fucked.
yeah, yeah, because if your wife's that insecure, you're at the strip club. I mean, come on, get real, get real. That means she's got some deep issues that need to be resolved, and you need to move the fuck out of there. That's crazy. Who cares if your dude's at the strip club? And then that's the problem. Is some guys, when it comes to say something like that, I guess they are lying, but in their mind, it's probably worth it. A white lie, whatever, because it's no
I think
damage.
that depends though, because like not all guys go to the strip club the way you might go to the strip club.
What's gonna happen? Well, okay, I don't. Well, yeah, I know what can happen in a strip club, but I mean, guys just going hanging out, some girls, whatever. They give them a lap dance or whatever. Whatever girls. Um, who cares?
Like I wouldn't be okay with that. I
Why?
can tell. I just wouldn't.
Who gives a fuck?
I think I should be enough. Honestly, I really do.
But guys are guys.
Then he can have her. I don't want him.
He doesn't want her though. He doesn't want her. He wants to go out with the boys and have fun, right?
Mm, then I don't want him. If that's the fun.
You gotta be no. You gotta think about that and open your mind up to that one for a second. A guy, your dude goes to the strip club. His boys are going. It's someone's bachelor. Who can whatever it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's not a. Oh, how about this? Maybe if he's going there as a regular, that could be. I mean, every Friday I go to strip club. That'd be a little weird, I think. Just because it'd be
Hmm.
like, okay, why are we going in there every? That means like you're a regular and you get some little thing with whatever. But let's just
Hmm.
say your dude has a bachelor party to go to.
Hmm.
That's a problem.
If he goes to a bachelor party, he goes to a bachelor party. Yeah,
But it's at a strip club.
I find it a little concerning. He's getting a lap dance. Yeah.
Well, maybe he's not getting a lap dance. I don't get lap dance if I go to a strip club. In fact, I'm the guy who's always said I don't pay for that shit. Just what I actually say. But you know what I mean, right? I've never gone. I can't say I've actually gone and got a lap dance. I just go and get drinks, hang out in the back, and But
That's one thing. And if you know your person, you know your person. But mine's a spiritual thing. This is an old faith thing. Like I don't think you should be doing that.
you see, then now we hit that roadblock where we say, okay, he's like, well, it's harmless. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to do anything bad. See, this is one of those scenarios right here
Uh
where
huh.
this is interesting. So we've just hit a legit scenario that I think a lot of guys have run into because I've been with them where
Uh
I'm like,
huh.
yeah, we're gonna be at a strip club, whatever, be home later, whatever it is. Okay. And then you get the
Hmm.
other guys, you hear them, everyone quiet, quiet. Okay, gotta call her up. Yeah, babe, we're gonna go Christmas shopping, and when I'm done, I'll be home. Okay, they go home smelling like fuck coconut oil and whatever. But you see, that would be to me like it's not. He's not a regular. He's just going there because it's a special event or whatever. What are you going? No, boys, I can't go in there. My girlfriend said no.
Hmm.
See, think about it though. It puts him in a weird spot. Especially if he's just
Yeah,
going in there to get a drink with his boys. Like, he's going in there to, like, touch some fucking, that's different. That's different, right? Hopefully that's not the intention. It's just you're going there with your boys.
I mean, this is a faith thing, though. That crosses the line for me on a faith line.
On a faith line.
Yeah,
No strip clubs.
yeah. That's the person I've become, and that
Okay.
I'm okay with that. And
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Hey,
I'm not saying that guys who go to strip clubs are wrong, but I'm saying that those guys are not right for me.
how do you know your dude wouldn't go to a strip club?
I don't. I guess we need to talk about it.
Yeah, right?
But we discuss everything.
He's military. You think those
I,
dudes don't go to strip clubs?
if he has before me, I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying. He might be out, and they might be, whatever, and they go to a strip club one night. It's just what everyone's doing. Doesn't mean he's doing anything bad. Guarantee he's not. You know what I mean? People have their rules. They live within their rules, and they do the right thing, and But see, that's a scenario right there where, see, so what are we lying about, right? So what is so?
But the thing is, like, I know he would tell me. He doesn't
Yeah,
lie to
no,
me.
right? He probably would, and then you'd have to have that weird reaction, like, oh shit, he told me this would happen. Fuck. See, see.
I don't know that he would do that, though. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. I don't know either. I have no clue. I'm just saying that's a great situation where I see guys lying, and does it hurt anything? I guess not. I don't know. It depends on how deep you want to go with that, but
Hmm.
in the end, it's a lie.
But in my world, okay, like, it's not out of the question to say it's something we just don't believe in. Like,
If
like,
that's set up ahead of time,
it is. And that's what I mean. Like, we've already discussed a lot of things about how we feel in certain situations.
mm-hmm.
Like, and there's some things that I'm even willing to sacrifice on my end to make sure, like, 'cause at the end of the day, like, nobody else is in my relationship but him and me.
That's right.
I don't give a shit. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't. I don't. Nothing's gonna tempt me. That's just who I am. But like on a faith-based background like myself, as close as I've come, like especially now, it's not okay to me. Like I don't think you need to be doing that. And if it's intentful and purposeful, I don't really want to be a part of it. And
Okay,
that's where I'm at. But
sure.
I'm old school. I'm a little more traditional, and I know guys who are. Honestly, I do.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think
I'm,
sometimes it's that
but I'm not
situation
saying
though
it's
where guys are like, "Fucking a, are you serious? I can't go hang out with my boys. I don't got to say no. I can't go." That's the reality though. You
usually
know,
though, like I'm pretty easygoing. Like I always say, go hang out with your guys. Like go take your time. Go do whatever you want to do. But like if I think you're like at a strip club getting a lap dance and whatever, like I'm not gonna be okay with it.
what if you just say no lap dances? If you're just getting a drink with the fucking hanging out in the back like I would. Said I haven't been in a strip club forever, but every now and then someone, whatever, married or whatever.
If I do that, it's because I'm testing you.
I'm just saying, your man seems like a good dude. I bet you in the military they will pop in at a strip club at some point. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I've been in strip clubs. Yeah, I
Right.
get it. Like it's
It wouldn't
whatever.
be anything. It's just like, yeah, well, whatever. We ended up there. So what? He'd be like, hey, babe, I'm in a strip club. Like, okay. Get a lap dance? Nope. Cool. All right. We're good to go.
Mm.
Something to think about. That's a perfect scenario.
Well, if I say okay, it's because I'm testing you. And if you lie to me, I will know. Like
But what
that.
if what if you say it's okay and he goes? Is that he failed?
He didn't fail. Not
Okay.
necessarily.
Yeah.
I think
Just
he knows me better than that.
just something to think about. I don't know. Right. I respect your beliefs. It's all good. That's one of those scenarios where the further girls push on the guy, like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, it just makes them fucking drives them crazy, to a point where it just becomes like, it's not just the strip club, it's whatever. Then it becomes, oh, wait, where were you? Where were you at 5:03? You didn't answer your phone.
Hmm.
Babe, I was driving, the fucking phone was off, I don't know, whatever.
Hmm.
And then that's the cycle. Then it turns into this thing, and oh my God.
But there, okay, now on the other end though, there are some women who will take their men to strip clubs. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that this is a problem for other people, just for me and my personal beliefs, it's not okay with me.
Sure.
But I say that very clearly. Like I'm not going to lie about it and say that it'd be okay with me because it's not. But there are some women, and more power to them, that go to the strip clubs or take their men to strip clubs, or they're all hanging out in
I've
the
gone
strip
my wife
club.
to the strip club. We got lap dances together. It's been a
I,
while. We used to do
I'm
it all
not
the time.
saying I know, but I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that because that's what you guys are into. But
It was just
that's
fun at the time.
that's fine.
I'm just saying
It's just
I don't think the strip club is a conversation that most people just have up front, right? It's not, whatever. Why would you even think of it? You know what I mean?
no.
And
But
then
even like
he's just
in
like,
our
oh,
relationship, like, there've been little things that we've had to discuss along the way, but we're always very upfront about how we feel about things, you
so what if he
know?
goes, yeah, I went in with my boys, I had a beer, and we left. You're gonna be like, okay, babe,
Yeah, yeah.
perfect, perfect.
But if he lied to me and he's at a strip club, no, we're not gonna be okay with it.
What if he didn't say he went?
Or if he lied to me,
Right.
like
That's
that's
where it gets tweaked out right there. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather it be a guy should be able to say, yeah, I went in, had a beer with the guys, and fucking whatever, and you left. Okay, you know. Then, but
but
if
if he
he
had to lie about it being a strip club, or
that's
if
well,
he
no, that's where it gets funky right there. That's where it gets funky.
yeah.
I don't think they should. You should be like, yeah, I went to a strip club. Because then, man, if you say you didn't go to the strip club and she finds a receipt, or I don't know, it's bad news.
But you also have the guys though that don't like their girls posting certain things, that don't like that like a more conservative girl. And I think if you're gonna demand that of each other, you're probably not going to the strip club.
Probably not.
I don't think that's fair.
But I think the reality is most of the guys that whatever, it doesn't matter if they go to strip club or not, probably aren't going, right? I
Yeah,
can go. I just haven't fucking been forever. Why would I? I wouldn't literally just go there to hang out. Like,
right,
what the fuck?
right.
Like I
Well,
said,
right, but
it would have to be someone getting married or I don't know, a bachelor or something. Which those are kind of those used to be more common when in my 20s, and
yeah,
now they're just very rare. So I've been there forever, but just one of those things where you're gonna have that. It's just an interesting scenario.
it is. No, it is.
That should be that can be a whole episode in itself.
It really could. It really could. But like what I'm not saying like it's not okay. Like certain people are into what they're into, but the point is like if you lied to me about being there or like
Right,
you
that's
felt
not
you
cool.
had to, like the difference between me and all these people who ask me about lying, I'd be done.
Right.
Like I don't have a bone to get around these things. I just don't.
Mm,
You lied to me.
sure.
Like, and if you didn't try, like the worst part I think is if you tried to cover up the lie with another lie, like you keep lying about lying. That's when I'm like, oh, you're fucked, bud. Like you're done.
The trust, once that trust is gone, it's
it's
gone.
and I don't know how to reattach myself to
I
you.
don't
Like
think you can at that point.
I can't. But some women will get stuck in that, and men too. They'll get stuck in them because they loved them,
Yeah,
and
maybe.
they'll believe them to get better or not do it again. But in my mind, you've just given them a free pass
Right.
to keep doing it.
Mm,
You've given permission to something that wasn't okay
mm.
with you personally. Now, if they date someone who takes them to the strip club or whatever, like they all live that life and they like it together, hey, freaking man, I'm happy for you. Really, I am.
Well,
Like
maybe
I'm
they
not.
don't live the life.
That's
My
that's the scenario we gave. So that's what I'm saying. Like
no, no,
maybe
no. Yeah, yeah. There's that, but I'm saying like there's also the scenario that I gave where it's not your. I mean, you just literally someone's getting married and you're out and boys night out. We do it once every fucking 3 years. Yeah, that's about as sad as it is for me at this point. And so it was like I think like 2 summers ago we went. It was like guys night out. We finally pulled it off. My boys, the crew. And we like went to hit a bar. We popped in some Portland. We hit the strip club. We hit another bar. And that, whatever. But I remember like whatever. It was nothing to me. Just what'd you guys do? I went to this bar. Went to the strip club. Yeah, cool. And then you get a couple other guys just literally couldn't tell the girls they went there, and it was just like fuck. I'm like, why? You shouldn't even have to be in a scenario. You have to worry about that. You know. Um,
but but you and your wife are so upfront about these things. Like you've
That's the
covered these
key.
things.
You should cover these things up front. Not that you know exactly every scenario. I'm saying there should be some kind of. I'll tell you what. It's nice knowing that I don't need to worry about that weird shit, and that would make because people do what they are what they're told not to do. Something makes you want to do it. Don't hit the red button. You hit it.
Hmm.
So when you have a little bit more of an open feel, and that doesn't mean doing anything bad at all. I'm just saying like going to the strip club again. I don't. Do I go to the strip club? Fucking very. I don't go there by myself, and I certainly don't go there like it's. The only reason I would end up there at this point is for, like I said, a bachelor party or
Hmm.
some weird of some dude event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, so I haven't been there forever because none of my friends, if anything, my friends are getting divorced at this point. So,
Oh gosh. Oh
but
my god.
or just it's like it's rare that we'd end up there. So I'm just saying, just something to think about. That's one of those little lies where then if the guy does lie, he's like, it's just harmless. I'll just lie, and I wouldn't have to deal with the bitching and the questions, and then she's whatever finds a receipt or I don't know whatever. He smells like fucking coconut fish oil.
The non trusting begins.
then it turns and then it's this and this that and that's not a good scenario to be in.
Oh, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and
Yeah,
bigger.
yeah. So I don't know. I think in general, if it's like that's your whole thing and you're worried about the person lying all the time, you're
Hmm.
probably gonna move on. I mean, you ain't gonna you can't fix that. One little thing, whatever. But if, it sounds like it's more like a lie culture. Like it just becomes the norm.
Hmm.
Every day is a day of distrust over something.
But I've met people who've gotten so into their lies that they physically believe them.
Right.
Like they literally believe the stories they're telling. Like they're the truth. Their lies become the truth to them.
Mm.
Like it's almost like to an obsession. Like they had to tell themselves so many times that that was the case, and they believe it.
Right.
And that's what I mean. Like you attract a liar because you lie to yourself inside daily.
Of course. How
That's
about
the
locking
bottom.
phones? What about um? That's probably a whole episode in itself. People locking their phones up so their other person can't get
Mine
to.
is pretty open. Like I wouldn't say like I purposely like lock it per se because I give mine and tell people to make stories. In fact, sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, here's my DM. I need you to set off a bomb in Japan. I don't know, fucking do something with it."
No, I'm
Like I
saying
literally,
couples that live together. I
huh?
know couples that live together. I know some that um like whatever their phone's fucking locked out. Just
Uh-huh.
locked out. No one's got it. Um,
Hmm.
and you gotta wonder, it's interesting. Maybe I don't know. I don't. I mean, my mind's open. Whatever.
The
She knows the
the
password. It doesn't
all
matter to me.
well, I mean, I guess like I said, I've only ever felt the need to check one time, and it was the person who was abusive, who
Yeah.
cheated on me 36 times that I know of, who would use sex as a weapon against me. Like,
Right.
say he would go cheat again if I didn't put out. Like, this is a whole other
And
stuff. Like, abuse.
what's the if you feel that need to be constantly doing that, then one thing you're insecure. The next thing there's probably a reason,
Yeah,
and either way,
yeah.
it's not gonna end well.
It didn't end well. And the thing is like, the phone would always be face down somewhere. It would be going off. Like you could tell there was purposeful intent about the way it was set down. Like you could just feel it. You just knew.
Yeah.
And or like even though like I've dated other people up until Grayson, like I've never felt the need to check anybody's phone again. Like I don't care.
Right.
I know that never existed in me until it
Yeah. I don't.
needed
I
to.
think that's key. I don't think it should exist.
It shouldn't.
It's never
But
even crossed my fucking mind. I don't
I
even.
didn't have a cell phone until I was 17. And when I was 17, it got taken away until I was 19 when I paid for it myself.
Right. Right.
So I didn't grow up dependent on it either.
Mm.
Like I wasn't obsessed with checking it. Like I still grew up in the home phone days. Like if you weren't home, you just weren't home. So I didn't have people constantly texting me or other eyes on me to constantly send me messages. Like you saw my funny post today about some dudes hitting me up in the DM knowing full well they've seen him on my profile.
Right.
Like that shit didn't exist before.
Right.
They wouldn't be hitting you up in your DM. If you weren't home, you weren't home. It would have had to happen in the real world. So now that it's so exposed, like that's why nobody trusts anybody. They automatically assume that because that person hit on me, I must be cheating or somebody's lying or somebody that like they always put that there. So like with me, I'm so blunt, freaking honest. I don't give a shit. Like I have literally showed screenshots of some of the things people will say to me because I don't give a
Right.
fuck. I don't. And to me, like me being in a relationship is a miracle in itself because I was convinced that would probably just never happen again.
Right.
That was where I was at. I was like, honestly, like I trust myself. I trust God. I trust that there's good men out there. There's good women. I trust. I just trust, but I trust myself. Bottom line, like I know who I am, and I have trusted myself over being a good woman, over being a good, like doing good for myself. And that's the point where I got. So like, honestly, like, I don't give a fuck. If you need to see something on my phone and you ask me and because it was something you're unsure of, yeah, I'll show you. I really care. I mean, I just don't have anything to hide though.
No, I hear you. I don't know. I don't worry about that. She knows my password. I know.
Yeah.
Or I don't.
But
I've got. I know.
because of that, that almost instills like them never wanting to look.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the people do what That's where it gets weird. See, people don't
Yeah.
realize that if you got to start with some trust somewhere and not be weird, and then you realize that
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like I've never even thought about looking. I don't give a what the fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's all
Yeah.
good. You know. I don't know. We leave ours. She knows whatever. We leave ours open. I know other people that don't, and I think it's interesting. It's interesting. I know.
I When did I put a lock on it again? Only when I was at work. It's actually because of me being at work. Like I had a job where they knew of like my social medias and they would go on and like do stupid things. So that's actually when I put a lock back on my
Yeah,
phone.
yeah. No, I'm just saying it's like if you're living with someone. I mean, you won't
Yeah.
know till you do it. I guess it's one of those things. I mean, I don't know. In our house, it just isn't a thing. Man, my phone is locked, but she knows the password. So does my daughter. So whatever.
Hmm. Right.
You
That's what
know.
I mean. That's how like careless I am with my phone. Like I'll literally give it to a random friend of mine or just a person. I'll be like, hey, make a post. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, no, I'm like
Dude,
that. Yeah, yeah. It's like whatever.
that's just
Nothing
a
to
device.
hide. No, I get that.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what's
But I think I built that. We built that because we're just honest people.
yeah. Hmm.
So why do we give a shit? You know? And
Right.
that's
Shouldn't.
the difference though between like you and me versus other people. Like they don't have that kind of trust in themselves. They definitely don't have it in other people. Like you got to give it somewhere. Like,
Right.
and honestly, I think if you are bringing in a liar, it is because you're internally lying to yourself about certain things. And maybe that's just lying about who you are. Maybe it's lying about the way things are. Maybe it's just a bunch of little lies because you've never self-developed and gotten strong. I don't know. I don't know what you're lying about, but you're bringing in the liar because you're giving a lie somewhere.
Or not. Doesn't maybe you're just a real sweetheart and the guy knows he's manipulating you, or the girl's manipulating the guy, whatever, and could go
The
either way.
lie is then you have to fix him.
Or maybe it's just the insecure people. They just whatever, nice chick. She's, well, oh wow, I get a chance to be with this bad boy, whatever, and then he just manipulates the fuck out of her. He's banging 10 chicks, whatever it is, and then at that point, that girl might not be a liar at all. She just got walked on. That's all. Wears a heart on his sleeve, and he knew it, and he manipulated it. It could go the other way too. Girl, guy, whatever. So in the end, though, you know what? The root of it, man. If that's the case, you got to move the hell on.
Hmm.
Let's say there won't be an incident or whatever here and there, whatever. But a strip
Hmm.
club, I don't know. But in general, It sounds like people are living this shit like daily, which I
daily.
was surprised by. Honest, straight up, very surprised because I don't know that life.
I get asked about it daily. And my answer, because I try not to laugh instead, because I think about a time of my life where that was very prevalent. I'm like, nah, that's not for you.
So what
That's
if you're
not.
walking with your dude and he checks the girl's ass out, and you go, "Were you checking her out?" I would be like, "Fuck yeah, I was."
I don't think I've ever noticed that though. I don't know. It's been a while since I dated somebody. You know that, right?
That's why I'm just throwing scenarios at you. So, for instance, in my case, I'm like, I'd say right, wow, that girl's hot. Whatever.
Well,
Doesn't
okay,
mean
so
anything, you know. Whatever. Girl's
I'll,
beautiful. Girl's
I'll,
hot. Okay, so what? You know what I mean? I guess you. Again, that's just me. It's the way I am. You know what it is.
yeah,
And for me, but
for
that's
you,
it.
yeah.
That's it. Like that doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean I'm. Oh, let me get her pants. You know what I mean? I think that's the difference. I don't know. I don't know.
But I think every couple is going to be different though.
Yeah,
You're always like,
probably. Yeah.
everybody's different.
But you know, it's
Everybody's
human nature, so I think it's weird if a girl, or it could be vice versa, but gets mad if someone gets mad when someone, oh, are you checking her out? You checking him out? Like, yeah, I was. So what? I can deal with it. We're humans.
but you don't lie about it. I mean, that's
Exactly. Don't fucking lie about it. Just be like, yeah, I'm a fucking man, and she's a hot chick, and yes, I noticed her. That's how guys need to be, and girls would be the same way. I
I
laugh
don't
about
know.
it. My wife, like, oh, you fucking, I saw you checking him out. Oh, man, he's hot. Like, right on. It's funny. And it's more, I'm telling you right now, that is a way more fun relationship than being fucking weird about it.
Yeah,
And no, that
I
is not
guess.
being a swinger. We're not, none of that weird shit. I'm saying that is just like human nature, everyday shit,
Hmm.
right? People need to think about that. Don't be so weird about little things. And if you're in a situation where it's so unhealthy that you can't be like that, well, then maybe you gotta think about it.
But there are some of them who are more conservative and they're happy that way. Some do swing that way. I've seen all the way to like them at the strip club together to straight up conservative. Like just they're they like their person. That's it.
Absolutely. But maybe what that little nerdy couple's walking and the dude just looks over. Hey, were you looking at that girl's ass? What's then what? Then what? Does he lie? Should he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a billion things that go into that scenario.
My answer is you should man the fuck up and be like, yeah, I was. Straight up. Because you're human. We're all
Yeah.
humans. Can't appreciate something without being sexual about it. I think that's something people got to think about too. You don't have to be so. People get so weird
Well,
about shit.
they get weird because most people are sexual about it. You're not.
Right, and maybe that's right. Maybe that's it. But
Because
maybe.
like you and I, like bodybuilding background, we know the body's just a body.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a physical thing. There's
Correct.
no sexual tie to it.
Correct.
We
Completely
know that
disconnected.
you isolate everything
Yeah.
very very specifically. You lose all of that feeling when you isolate it down to just the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I've been a CNA ever since I was 16. Trust me, I've seen what happens to these bodies when we get old and they go on. They're not gonna be the same shit that you fucking thought they were. They're, I took
No.
care of men and women. Trust me, you ain't all gonna hold it together forever. It's just not
That
gonna
shit's getting
happen.
saggy.
It's gonna
Saggy.
get saggy, and someone's gonna be wiping your ass, cleaning your
That's
dick.
it right there. Saggy balls, cleaning it. Wet wipes. Yep.
Saggy tits,
Saggy tits. Saggy everything.
and someone's picking them up with your hand just to clean under them. I'm just saying, like, shit doesn't hold itself
That's
forever.
right. It does not. So, here's what I'd say to the guys, anyway, from a guy perspective. Stop lying about the little shit and be real. Be honest. Were you at the strip club? Yes, I was. Were you looking at her ass? Yes, I was. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Probably better to just go down that road and be straight up because you're a man and you're fucking got your instincts and you're a dude. You're not a little pussy boy. You're a guy. You see a hot chick, you see a hot chick. So what? Now, if you're some weird, overly sexual person the girl can't trust, maybe you should not do that.
Not date. I think you should not date. I think you should be
Right. Maybe you
like
should
a
be
long
right. If you're in a weird, like you're fucking, you get attention from a
over
girl and you get
every
to jump on her. That's not good either. And you get
yeah.
issues and you shouldn't be in a relationship. But yeah, I think that's one of those lies that guys do. And I think it's stupid. Just fucking man up. Tell the
But
truth.
I mean, there are guys though that literally act on everything that looks at them,
Yeah. And no, you're right. Right. Agreed.
and that's
Those
where
do exist. And that's where it
the
gets fucked. Yeah.
that is where it gets fucked because
Yeah.
they like again like they do sexualize everything and they act on
Everything. Right.
everything.
Oh, well,
They
you,
like the village.
but you like had this ass shot on IG and you liked my post. I thought you were into me. It's like what? That's true though, and I think
But then they lie about liking them.
yeah,
That's where it gets
funny.
hairy.
So in the end, be secure in yourself. Be secure in your relationship. If that shit's you're on on the edges of hell all day every day, lying. Not sure if people are lying, feeling the need to check their phone, check their fucking phone records, putting tracking devices on them.
And I think
And people do that, by the way. People do
They
that.
do. They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Well, I think like for me and for you, I mean, like even going off your relationship, like clearly define your relationship in the beginning. You have to come into agreement about some pretty big things.
Yeah.
Your money, your faith, how you're going to raise your kids, like what's okay, what's not okay.
Yeah.
Clearly fucking
100%.
define those things because then there's no expectation later down the road that wasn't
That's right.
met
That's right.
because you've already fucking discussed it. It's over. You're not crying over spilled milk and something changes later.
Right.
You just flat out fucking know.
You know what
And
you're
that
getting
person,
into.
yeah, and if
Better.
that person's lying to you up front in the beginning, come on, you know better. Like you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're getting into that.
Yeah.
There are ways to know they're lying way up the fuck up front. And way before this relationship of mine, like I could tell you were lying, and I knew it in 5 minutes, and I was over you just as quickly.
Right.
It would be over just as fast as it started. And honestly, like, think about it. If they confuse you, it's not for you. If they confuse you in the beginning, in the very beginning, that's how you know. Like, this isn't something you need to pursue. If you think it's something you want seriously, but they're confusing, no. Be done.
Mm.
That's not what you're looking for. They're into the village. They're not going to tell you the truth. They don't know what they want. And that's perfectly okay, by the way, because there are many times when I did not know what I wanted.
Right.
But I always said, I don't know what I want. I don't think you should have an expectation here because I'm not going to commit a relationship to you.
Right.
I will always be like, no, I'm not for you. Trust me. Like, we can do whatever. We can, those low key situations, but I'm not going to be in love with you. Will never, ever date you. Like, I'm not looking for that right now. I've been that girl. I've been that stoic girl. Like, I just don't want anything from you forever. I don't. Or, like, I know immediately, like, I don't like you at all. 5 minutes in, and I'm done. Like, I'm just done. But I know myself that way. I know myself very clearly. And I'm very honest.
Yeah.
I don't need to sugarcoat bullshit. I don't need to beat around the bush. I don't need to lie and say I'm gonna be into you or I'm not. I just don't. I don't have time for it. I can worry about other things. Way too many other things. But people, like, if you're dating a liar, they were probably lying in the beginning.
Yeah, and you just gotta move on. If that's you think that's normal, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not. You can't live like that. That's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere.
That's hell.
That's hell.
That's living hell.
Move the fuck on.
Yes.
Stop settling. Stop settling. Don't settle. Life is short. Life is so short that you got to think about that every day. Look, especially, I want to marry this person. Whoa. Before you even go into all that, this shit's just got to be solid.
Yeah.
And if you guys aren't, it's not working. It's not working. So if maybe you've just been in so many bad relationships, you didn't realize that it was possible to live a normal, happy life and not be all weird and jealous and, all this strange shit that people get. Like, just live a normal, happy life. And if it's not like that, if it doesn't feel good, don't hesitate. Just move on.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hesitate.
And clearly define that shit. If that person's not willing to talk to you about big things, like things that you should agree on.
Well, a lot of guys are afraid. I'm just again, I'll speak from a guy's perspective, but I think guys are afraid to have that. Like, I was very straight up about all that stuff, and well, obviously, my girl knew who I was before,
Yeah.
So, very upfront. I'll be, but I'm not gonna be like, okay, maybe I'm a little flirty, a little this and that. That's it. Like, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Already known, but very respectful, very, you know what I mean. But I'm not gonna. It was all known right up front. Like, if this is gonna turn into one of those hell marriages where we're just screaming at each other and it's all the jealousy and the lying, and it's like, no way, it would never work. I did have that conversation, because getting married is a big deal. I remember
It is. It is.
it was like, it's got to be healthy. Got to, and either way, you got to work at it. I'm not saying that's smooth sailing every day. What I'm saying is you got to know ahead of time just certain things. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I think some people are afraid to have that conversation. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But if they did, like, you'd probably know right then and there if it was for you or not. Just fucking ask the question.
Yeah.
But this is how I feel about a certain thing. Is this where we're going? This is how I feel about money. Do we agree? And this is how I feel about marriage. Are we on that page? Like, is that a goal? Is that what we are? Is that where we're gonna be? Is that like, where you at? Do a nice little temperature check. Like, fucking, if you don't agree and you can't even talk about it, move on.
Hmm.
Definitely don't marry them. Holy shit.
No. No.
No,
No.
no, no. You can't even talk about little things.
Some people
No,
can't.
no.
Strange.
You're gonna stay in that fear, then yeah, no, you're not gonna have a long term relationship. No,
No. All
you
right.
have to
We're covered.
we're covered.
Stop
We
fucking
agree.
lying. Stop lying. Guys, man up. Tell the truth. You're looking
I'm
at
gonna.
girls' ass. Do it. You went to the strip club. Let them know. You're human and you're a dude, hopefully. If you're a real man, you just man up and tell it how it is. It's no big deal. Unless you got something to hide. Did you sneak up to the fucking private room? And, all right, well, then we already have a problem here. But if you're just like having some beers with your boys, whatever, so
Mm-hmm.
what? Just fucking be honest about it. She bitches you out, well, I'd rather have it right then and there. At least it doesn't turn into something else when she finds a receipt and, which I've had some of my friends go through that. That's why I'm bringing that up. And then
Man,
they really get bitched out,
I wouldn't even bother bitching you out. I'd be leaving.
No, we're talking like married couples that are like pretty good. It's just sometimes they get here it is. I can think of a couple. Very happy, good to go. I've known them forever, and so we did end up at a strip club one night, and I remember the whole thing. Couldn't tell, like I was saying, and there were a couple of them that did that, but they've been married for a while. Everything's good. Just she. So what happens is eventually she starts getting really insecure. Here's the problem. So here's a scenario again. So she starts gaining weight, getting insecure, getting not taking care of themselves like we talked about in a previous podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So her insecurities are just super high. She's sensitive to anything. So the fact that he might have got attention from another girl at that point is fucking devastating. Now, was it really bad what he did? I was there. No, not at all. He literally just had beers in the back with me, So did he do anything wrong? Absolutely not. But when she found out, she flipped. So obviously, but you're going to get divorced over that? I would hope not.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's not a track record of distrust, in which I don't honestly believe there was.
I guess it depends. Like, if you lie, even like when you find out, or I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
babe,
I
look,
said,
I went. I just didn't want to I just didn't want, whatever. Okay.
yeah.
I guess but if that's
The
like an incident versus it's the culture of every day. Where
yeah, no, yeah,
that
that's
I think
like
that
it happened one time, and you decided not to lie about it from then on, or I don't know. But like
I'm just
lying to cover up a lie, like that for me is like the end all
yeah, oh
because
yeah.
you're spiraling lies on lies. Like I can't
Right.
handle it.
Yeah.
I'm too blunt. I'm too honest. I don't, I don't, I just don't play that game.
Gotcha.
No,
So enough of the lying. No lying culture. It's not
no
right.
lying.
Get into
Nope.
healthy relationships, and if it's not healthy, well, get in a new one.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Agreed. Agreed.
Episode
Uh,
14.
episode 14.
Done.
Done.